Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi unveiled the logo, theme and website of India's G20 presidency via video conferencing on Tuesday, the 8th of November 2022. India will assume the presidency of the powerful grouping from Indonesia on 1st December 2022. The Prime Minister described it as a historic opportunity for the country, especially during the year of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and said that it is a matter of pride for every Indian. Highlighting the contributions of the citizens in the launch of the G20 logo, the Prime Minister said that the government received thousands of creative ideas for the logo. The Prime Minister thanked everyone for their support and said that these suggestions are becoming the face of the global event. Remarking that the G20 logo is not just any logo, the Prime Minister said that it is a message, a feeling that runs in India's veins. He said, it is a resolve that has been omnipresent in our thoughts through Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. He further added that the thought of universal brotherhood is being reflected via the G20 logo. The lotus in the logo symbolizes India's ancient heritage, faith and thought. The philosophy of Advait, the Prime Minister said, emphasizes the oneness of all creatures, and this philosophy will be a medium of resolution of today's conflicts. This logo and theme represent many key messages from India. The Prime Minister remarked that India's G20 presidency is coming at a time of crisis and chaos. He underlined that the world is dealing with the after effects of a disruptive, once-in-a-century global pandemic, conflicts, and lots of economic uncertainty. The lotus in the logo of G20 is a symbol of hope in such tough times, he said. Throwing light on the culture of India, the Prime Minister mentioned that both the goddesses of knowledge and prosperity are seated on a lotus. He further explained the significance of the 7 petals of the lotus, which represent the 7 continents and the 7 universal musical notes. He added, when the 7 musical notes come together, they create perfect harmony. Mr. Modi said that the G20 aims to bring the world together in harmony by respecting diversity. Describing the summit as not merely a diplomatic meeting, Mr. Modi said India takes it as a new responsibility and as the world's trust in it. He said, today there is an unprecedented curiosity in the world to know and understand India. He added that today India is being studied in a new light. The Prime Minister said there is a journey of thousands of years for India to reach this stage today. We have seen highs of prosperity and also the darkest phase in global history. India has reached here along with the history of many invaders and their tyranny. After independence, we started a big journey, starting from zero, aiming for the top. All the governments and citizens together in their own way tried to take India forward. We have to move forward with this spirit today, with a new energy taking the whole world along, he said. The Prime Minister also put forward India's efforts in the field of sustainable development. We have to make sustainable development a part of individual life, which is lifestyle for environment, rather than just a system of governments. The environment is a global cause for us as well as personal responsibility, the Prime Minister emphasized. He also spoke about the contribution of Ayurveda and noted global enthusiasm for yoga and coarse grains. The Prime Minister said, India's use of digital technology in development, inclusion, removal of corruption, improving ease of doing business and ease of living can be templates for many countries. The Prime Minister also highlighted India's women empowerment and women-led development and financial inclusion through the Jan Dhan account, which will reach the world through the opportunity of the G20 presidency. The Prime Minister underlined India's endeavour that there should be no first world or third world in the world, but only one world, furthering India's vision and the common objective of bringing the whole world together for a better future. The Prime Minister gave examples of one sun, one world, one grid, which has been India's clarion call for a revolution in the world of renewable energy and the global health campaign of One Earth, One Health. He further added that the G20 mantra is One Earth, One Family, One Future. It is these thoughts and values of India that pave the way for the welfare of the world, he said. Pointing out that G20 is not solely an event of the central government, the Prime Minister requested the state governments as well as the political parties to actively take part in this endeavour. He said that the event is organised by Indians and the G20 is a great opportunity for us to showcase a glimpse of our tradition of guest is God. He informed that the events related to G20 will not be limited to Delhi or a few places, but programs will be held in every corner of the country. Each of our states has its own characteristics, heritage, culture, beauty, aura and hospitality, the Prime Minister remarked. Mr. Modi informed that he will be heading to Indonesia next week for the formal announcement of India's G20 presidency. He also urged one and all to send their suggestions and express their views on the newly launched G20 website about how India can maximize its role in the welfare of the world. For India, the G20 presidency also marks the beginning of Amrit Kal, the 25-year period beginning from the 75th anniversary of its independence on 15th August 2022, leading up to the centenary of its independence towards a futuristic, prosperous, inclusive and developed society distinguished by a human-centric approach at its core.